Week 1 was one of the craziest college football weeks I think we might have this year. This game, we had great games such as Penn State, West Virginia, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, and LSU versus USC. These games were all very good, and apart from the Penn State and West Virginia one, they were all close until about the end. Now, personally, I only watched one of these games because I was doing more important things, but I've been told by people who watched them that they were all great. Let's break them down. The first game we're going to look at is USC versus LSU. As you can see, as I have the box score, USC and LSU both played very well, although USC ended up winning. Miller Moss went 27 for 36 for 378 yards. Garrett Nussmeier went 20 for 38 for 2 touchdowns and 1 pick and 300 yards. So both of these teams were pretty good, but it came down to a late USC touchdown for the win. Personally, this game was pretty good, and this was one of the only games I watched this week because it was very hyped, and it was literally the only game on Sunday. So, let's move on to the next one. The next game we're going to look at is Penn State versus West Virginia. This game might not have seemed very good, and it wasn't, but for Penn State, this was a very important game. Last year, they didn't have an amazing offense while having a top 3 defense, so I think this game mostly proved to them that they can have an offense, as Drew Aller and Bo Perbula both combined for 4 passing touchdowns, as well as 3 field goals in this game. The Penn State defense did very well, not allowing a single. They only allowed 1 touchdown in this game, and that was a rushing one. And it was overall a fun game to watch. Besides the 2-hour weather delay, I liked watching it. And with that, let's move on to the next game. The next game we're going to look at is Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. This game was 6-6 for about a year until Notre Dame scored 10 fourth-quarter points to seal it away. This game was not very fun to watch, even though I didn't, but I've been told by several people who were there that it was not very fun, especially because most of them were Texas A&M fans. Overall, this game was a pretty sloppy quarterback play with Riley Leonard and Connor Wegman both combining for no touchdowns and 2 picks, while Connor Wegman had a 31 QBR. Not exactly a great day, but for rushing, they both combined for 3 touchdowns, which if you ask me is pretty good, but I don't know. The last thing I'll say about this game is I genuinely can't tell if either Notre Dame's a fraud or if Texas A&M is actually kind of good. I feel like it's a matter of both because Notre Dame's known for not being very good when it comes to actually being good, and Texas A&M's known for being, well, not good. So that's all I have to say of this game. Now, I'm not going to spend very much time on this game just because it was really boring, but Clemson and Georgia played, and Georgia won 34-3. With Clemson proving that they can't do anything, with Cade Klubnik going for 4 carries and negative 17 yards with no touchdowns across the entire Clemson team. This game was very boring to watch, and Georgia basically just dominated the whole game with several very good plays and just overall complete and total domination, which is why I'm not going to talk about it very much, and if you have a problem with that, too bad. The last game I have on this list is easily my favorite one of this week, with Georgia Tech pulling off a major upsetting the Florida State Seminoles, who in fact play in about an hour, and we'll see how that goes. But this game was pretty good, with Georgia Tech hitting a field goal as time expired, which I will put right here.
4 yards away to do it.
So this game was a pretty good matchup, with Georgia Tech proving that they can do pretty much whatever they want on defense, and Florida State proving that they are not exactly good and probably didn't deserve to make the playoffs. Although it's been a while since then, so I guess maybe they should have, but also Alabama's pretty good, but whatever. So, yeah, this game was easily my favorite of the weekend as a very slight Georgia Tech fan for reasons. But it was a just great matchup, all in all. It was fun to watch, especially for it being the first game of the season. Started off with a bang. Who knows? This game was pretty good. And this was a treat to watch. This is probably going to be the one that I talk about the most because I watched this game the most out of all of them. First half, Abilene Christian were kind of getting dominated. Specifically first quarter. They were down 22-0 at one point. But they decided they were going to actually start trying instead of just laying down and dying for the bigger team. But to no avail. But this game was really just very fun to watch, especially because I have a ton of friends who like Texas Tech. Messing with them just the whole time, just saying, "Oh, Texas Tech's gonna lose to an FCS school," which is always not great when you lose to an FCS school. And by the way, I don't know who the heck Abilene Christian's quarterback is, Maverick McIver. But shout out to you. 500 yards is pretty good. Granted, you're playing a Power 5 team and you're one of the worst FCS schools, but I don't really know that as a fact. They're probably not very good. If I'm wrong, comment below. Sorry. But I really like this game. And finally, the last one I'm going to talk about, Temple versus Oklahoma. I am an Oklahoma fan, so I was there. I might post the videos I got, maybe not. But if I do, you'll see. But it looked pretty good. It was fun to watch, I guess. But this game just proved that Oklahoma is not very good at third down conversions or offensive line. But whatever. When you win by 48, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So, in conclusion, college football is awesome. Great that it's back. Texas Tech sucks.